Good afternoon, everyone. This is Lisa Ware, Senior Group Leader. Today, we're really going back to basics, and I am going to show you how to do the presentation. It's that simple. I'm going to show you, first of all, what's available on the partner portal, but I actually believe that the crib that they've given how to do this remotely is really complex, and I'm going to explain it to you so simply that I think it's child's play. Okay, but first of all, there's some important things to talk about. So this is all about the best way to do a UW presentation. So I'm going to say this more than anything else. If you are out to consolidate and to sign up a customer, you have got to take an interest in people. There is a phrase, and it's a good one. Be interested, not interesting. Because if you just went into somebody's house or jump on a Zoom and you're supporting or whatever, I'm going to say to you, if you don't build what we call rapport, you are basically saying, I don't give a damn about you. I'm just here to show you what I want to sell you. Yeah, is that not true? You think about it. How can you build rapport? Well, that's a rhetorical question. And I'm going to say it's all about genuinely, here it is, caring, taking a genuine interest in people. And I actually say that my customers, who often become partners, become my friends. I've gained a lot of friends over the years and they still know me donkey's years later. Now, I am being actually genuine and serious. I'm not on about false friendship. I'm on about seriously caring about another person, okay? And they do not have to be elderly to care about them, okay? So, what kind of questions can we ask? Well, there's many. It depends on ages, okay? Whatever you do, don't ask an elderly person, how are they? Because I promise you, they'll never stop telling you about their ailments. All right. Now that is also my mum. Okay. It's just the way I can see lots of nodding. It's a big no-no. Don't ever ask anyone over the age of 70, how are they? All right. What you want to do is, if you're going into the house, is have a look around. If it's quite obvious, there's loads of like grandchildren and great-grandchildren, are fantastic things to say, wow, haven't you got a lot of lovely grandchildren? Because they'll start telling you about them. Now, that's a really good thing to talk about, yeah? I would say if they're younger ages, if you've got somebody in their 20s, 30s, maybe 40s, how about asking them, so what do you do for a living? There's nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with asking that. Actually, it's one of the best questions in the world to ask, because I tell you why. You're out to find out their hot buttons. And their hot buttons are, if they had more money coming in, would it benefit them? And by reducing their bills, they'd have more money coming in. That would benefit them two ways. So actually asking them what they do. And do you know that people like to talk about themselves? Now, I have been and known appointments where the opposite has been true. And I don't ever want to hear that somebody is in an appointment for 4 hours plus. Believe me, I have known that. Okay, not me, not me. That is just ridiculous. I would say my average appointment is between an hour and 2 hours, usually about an hour and a half. Okay, because there is lots of things that I do in that appointment, which isn't just signing them up. And we'll talk about that in a moment. So by asking them what they do, another great question, it's a bit basic, it's a bit like talking to children, but please don't be condescending when you ask this. Ask them, oh, what do they like best about their job? By the way, if you want to get kids talking and not what we call questions where they answer yes and no, Always ask a child, what do they like best? All right, it works. They'll start, because they'll talk about their favorite thing. So asking somebody, oh, what do you like best about your job? Now, I'm going to point this out. If they struggle, if they wait a few moments before they answer, doesn't that give you a big clue that straight away, perhaps they don't like what they do? Yeah. You could ask them, if you're confident, oh, what's the most challenging thing in your job? Now, that could open up a can of worms, a really good can of worms. All right, because you're out to find out, not just can you reduce their bills, you're out to find out, can you help them earn an extra income? If you're struggling to get partners, I would say that these are the basic things that are obviously missing from your appointment, because I've just got a lady that joined up on Sunday, and I signed her up as a customer on New Year's Eve, actually. She was a referral from her daughter. She's 76 and she's come on board, and she's at this moment as we're speaking doing her training. And she actually thinks that she could do with another £500 every month. It would absolutely massively change their lifestyle. Would it not if you're retired? Yeah. She's not actually retired. She's working as a kind of receptionist for her son. So she's already quite au fait on the computer and that. And I picked all that up when I was on the appointment, first of all. Anyway, back to asking questions. If you don't feel confident asking them about what they do, what about, where have you always wanted to travel to? You know, when they're making the cup of tea. Yeah. Oh, why? What do you want to go there for? Why haven't you been there yet? Ah, there's a good question. It'll probably be down to money. Oh, how much does it cost to get there? What kind of accommodation? Do you know what? You need to ask questions. That's how you build rapport. Here's another good one. God, how are you finding it at the moment with the economy? What a great question. I tell you what, watch them pour forth a moan about the state of the economy, the way that things are going up. I mean, I have a joke, and I say the the only thing at the moment coming down in this country is rain. Everything else is going up. Yeah. So you can have some fun with this stuff. How long do you spend on it? Now, that's a hard one. I would say to you, try and make it a maximum, if you can, of 10 to 15 minutes. Okay. You could build quite a lot of rapport in that period of time. A lot can be done. So then we're talking about, we're going to show them a presentation. Now, you know the newscasters. I don't know if you ever watch the news, not that I do very often, but they basically have headlines to tell you what they're going to tell you. And then they tell you it, don't they? Yeah? Well, that's a similar thing. So when you're going to do a presentation, please explain to them what's going to happen. If you don't, I promise you, they're going to sit there thinking, I wonder what this person's going to do. That would be awful, because they won't be concentrating. They'll be worrying about what's going to happen. So that's an important thing to put in there. So I basically say to them, look, I'm about to show you something. Forgive that it's a presentation. I know we don't like presentations, but I'm required to do so. This is a good get out. I'm required to do so because it's compliant. And all the words that are going to come out of my mouth are compliant. Now, look, I could talk the hind legs off a donkey. I know this inside out. I could actually tell you it in my sleep, but I'm not allowed to. I actually have to show you a presentation. What a great way for, sorry what I'm about to say, Lindsay, but all the green people that basically will say to you, I don't want to see a presentation. And they're there. I promise you. There are people like that. Just give me, what's the kilowatt rate? Oh, is that not true? This stuff happens. So do you know what? We've got to sort of set the scene. The more posture you have, the way you do this, the easier it will be. because otherwise there are people out there that will run rings around you and they will get you doing what they want you to do. The skill to this is you are in control in a very nice, positive, caring way. Okay, so I'm setting the scene now, and you probably didn't expect me to talk that much about the doing, but that's the stuff that's important. So what happens now? You are now going to do your presentation. Guys, I'm now going to make an assumption. Personally, wherever I can, I will go face to face. And I'm on about that I'm prepared to do 60-mile round trips, because prior to lockdown, we never did anything different. And I often used to go much farther. It's just, I would say the remote system has made us lazy. There is nothing quite like being with somebody. And I keep saying this, I'm not very spiritual, but I do know we have an energy. And I do believe that you're with them. They feel your energy. They feel your body language. They see your passion, your intonation. It is really, really good when you're face to face. And I'll tell you what, face to face doesn't mean sitting opposite each other. Try never, ever to go in that room. You know, they'll take you. God, have you ever had this? Have you ever been shown into a large lounge and they have you over one side of the room and you're at the other? No, 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 no. You've got to engineer this. I usually say to them, oh, have you got a dining room table? Can we sit at? And then allow them. They'll probably want to be the ones that sit with their backs to the wall, facing the door, because they feel comfortable. That's a feng shui thing. Okay. So let them have their bit. And then try and position yourself so you're more to the side than you're opposite. Because if you're opposite, it's a confrontational thing. It's a salesy thing. And you're probably thinking, crikey, this is stuff that's really crazy, but it's true. The other thing, when I go face to face, and people know this, I take my slippers. I have a pair of hotel slippers. And I always at the door say, I'll just put my slippers on. And they usually go, what? I'll say, yeah, treat other people's carpets the way I'd like mine treated. You have just won brownie points, ladies and gentlemen. You have built some rapport, good rapport, before you've even started. Guys, if you do it, oh my God, you get double brownie points. Okay? You really do. So this stuff is what matters. Okay? Now let's assume it's Zoom. Let's assume it's Zoom. That you are with somebody. They are, for example, I don't know, they're right up in Scotland. I'm sorry, I'm not traveling to Scotland. Okay, sorry about that, Rod. All right, but I'm not. I've had a referral and it's in Scotland. So we're on Zoom. So this is what I do. I send them an email beforehand. Guys, I'll happily send you this. Okay, what it is. I set the scene. I'm making sure they're on a laptop is the ideal, or a PC with a camera. The next best thing is possibly a tablet or an iPad. What you don't want is them on a mobile phone. Sorry, it's not sufficient for the screen. They miss things. This is not very compliant. So I always write an email and set that. I often send them the Zoom, the latest Zoom, download this, because they often end up doing other things, which is not very good. So then I'd say to them, right, they click on my link because they've got the email and there they are, like you have just today. Okay. So now I share my screen. Okay. So let's just get this in ready. Oh, no, I can't do that. Hang on a moment. No, I can't do that. Just bear with us. Forgive me, guys. I thought I had it ready. Okay, now I am. Right, so back to where you guys are. I'm here. Does anybody remember my first Zoom that I did? I had about 100 people on it and I was useless. Right, okay. I think any moment you are now seeing purple. Yep. Lovely, thank you for the nod. Thank you. I'm moving everybody to the side, okay? So, First of all, they know that why you're coming, usually, don't they? Come on, us existing people, they know why we're coming. But I often just say to them on this first screen, look, it says here, hello, we're UW, helping you save time, money, and earn an extra income. But before we get going, prior to your sister recommending me, or whatever it may be, or how you met at a 20K giveaway, had you actually heard of UW before? Great question to ask. And the reason being is I find still a good 90% actually say no. And then I give them the reasons why. And I say, look, if you could you just go on mute, all right, if you don't mind. I say to them, look, the reason that you've not heard of them is they don't do normal forms of advertising and marketing, you know, TV and radio. Yes, they are sometimes on the radio, but it's classic FM and Heart. I don't know many people that actually listen to that. They don't do taxis, buses, billboards. They don't do all that kind of stuff. They work through word of mouth recommendation. And there's a good reason why. First of all, quite obviously, it saves hundreds of millions of pounds, which they can pass to us customers as saving. But there's a better reason why they don't do it. Because word of mouth is probably the most powerful thing. You know, if you wanted a plumber to come and do a job in your house, you probably wouldn't put your finger in the yellow pages or even trust Checkatrade. You'd probably ask a good, trusted family member or a friend. Who can you recommend as a plumber is going to do a good job? Not going to trash my home for a good price. That's how most people work. That's why UW does it this way. So now you've set the scene. And I do say to them, by the way, if there's anything you're not sure about, do ask me. And please do say that, because there is nothing worse than if they are going to be worried about something and they're thinking in their mind that they can't ask you. So the next thing that we then do is we down the button and I say to them, right, here's dear Ben Fogle. You might have heard of him. He's a bit of a presenter, I believe, on the TV. I know he's climbed Everest, but he's a chap that he's got a good heart. He's a humanitarian. And he was asked a couple of years ago by our CEO, who's a friend, how would you like to fly the flag and be our brand ambassador? And he said yes. So I'm going to shut up and I'm going to let dear Ben tell you all about something. Now, I play it. What I don't do is go off and make a cup of tea. I don't fiddle around on my desk. I continue to watch it, because by me watching it, they usually watch it too. Because you'd be surprised how many people won't. I'm not going to play that because you know what's on it. So now I say to them, right, here's a bit of meat on the bones, a great one line to get you in. Award-winning services made better together. Cool. Fixed and variable tariffs cheaper than the January price cap. Do you know what? When, please note the word when, not if, when someone takes 3 services with UW, they get officially the UK's cheapest energy fixed. Isn't that fantastic? My goal today is to help you get the cheapest energy. Now, what you've underlyingly just said is, my goal today is to help you get 3 services. Okay, this is subliminal stuff, but it works. It says here, the UK's best value superfast broadband with no price hikes. All the data you need on the UK's best network. And then, if that's not enough, 5-star rated home insurance, boiler and home cover, and there's even added peace of mind with bill and income protector. So a raft of services, quite unique, and can all be on one monthly bill. Do you know what? What's fascinating is how many of my customers, after a short while, come back to me and say, oh, I don't know, I love having that bill come in. It's made life so much simpler. So what you're doing is being human. You're bringing it to life. You're sort of telling a story. And then I say to them, in a moment, I'm going to show you a real bill. Now, this is the only way face-to-face or Zoom that you can do this. If you do this telephone stuff and just bring up the remote, you've had it. You can't show them a bill. That's why Zoom works. So it says here, save even more with up to 10% cashback. Cool. With a UW cashback card, get up to 10% on everyday spending with our retail partners and 1% everywhere else. Do you know that's money off your bill with every pound you save? Can I just say, this is stunning. And I want you to notice my posture as I say, this is stunning. This makes the difference. It blows the competition out the window. You use this cashback card every day and you will laugh all the way to the bank. Great little phrases that you can just use because you're having a conversation, not a presentation. Okay? So now let me bring this to life and explain why it's so good. There's just a handful there. Okay? By the way, I believe Aldi is the UK's cheapest supermarket. Guys, you can feel so smug when you go to Aldi. You are going to get 3% more off of everything you spend. Now, how does it work? Well, when you are online or in store at one of these retailers, you are going to pay the full price at the till with this cashback card. And by the way, it's not a credit card, so you can't accrue interest or get into debt. It's just like a normal bank card. It's an account. Two of you can have a card in the house, have access to it. The difference is you cannot go overdrawn with this. Okay, that's the big difference. Guys, out of the role a minute, I want to explain something very important. I keep hearing about people topping up a card. No, you are not topping a card up. You're topping an account up. And if you say topping a card up, you are actually misrepresenting this because there are two cards and they don't individually get topped up. It's one account. You both have access to it. Now, I would say partly to blame is some of the training that's been saying that, and I've been shouting from the rooftops ever since it came out. It's an account that two people have access to. All right, so this is important to explain it correctly. So you pay the full price at the till, but the magic is immediately that retailer sends the information across to UW and you get money now coming off your utility warehouse bill. Let me show you how. So guys, I'm going to now bring in a bill. All seeing my bill? Here we go. I hope none of you have got a photographic memory because it's all my personal information here. Okay. So the good news is the bill comes out at the end of the first week. We know what's coming out by direct debit on the last working day of the month. 3 weeks access to knowing what's going to happen. Now, there are 5 services here. Somebody's making a lot of noise. Could they mute if they haven't? So 5 services. Energy. Now, I'm going to point out we are so rural. There is no mains gas. This is electricity only. Okay. But to caveat that, we do have gas, but we have a sunken LPG gas tank in the back garden. Okay. So I am just being really honest about my spending. Okay. My mobile, it is what it is. The phone and broadband, I will show you that, and I'll caveat that as well. We're on what's called Open Reach's extended network. We have to pay higher line rental. And then buildings and content insurance on a 4-bedroom house. Now, there is a monthly fee. I want you to notice it says £2. On the 1st of April, it's going up to £3. I'm not worried. This has been out since 2008, and they've never, ever increased the price. So as far as I'm concerned, I don't care. Do you know what you've just done? By putting that in there, you've already covered yourself for when it shows £3 when you do the sign up. Okay. So look, nuts. 5 services, 4-bedroom house, £173. Crazy. But look at the crazy bit. Cashback earnings, nearly £60. Those 5 services have now been reduced down to 114. Do you know what? I have never paid for my mobile phone and broadband. How would you like to see your everyday spending to start eliminating some of the cost of your services? What you'll find is they're going to be nodding and going, yeah, that's your first close. You are closing there, but you don't realise it. So I go through the bill, I press the pages, I'm showing them, explaining how simple it is, easy to read, explaining my mobile. There's the higher prices for the broadband because we're on the extended open reach network. There's the insurance. I caveat that as well. Yes, it is expensive, but I do have some artwork on high risk. That's the reason. Okay, that's my choice. But here's the clever bit, guys. Look at this. Say to them, oh, magic. Now, look, the good thing about Zoom is you can increase the size of this. So I say to them now, do bear in mind, this particular bill, the spending was December. Now, we're not that spendthrifts. There was some presents in there. You've got to caveat this, all right? It's important. So John Lewis, wow, look at that, 3%. Sainsbury's, even the petrol, 3%. Boots, 5%. What else is there? Marks and Spencer's, 4%. There's things like Tesco's. Oh, I like that. That's our local store. Ha! I go in there with my Tesco club card. I get the club card prices, club card points, and then I pay with me utility warehouse cashback card, and I get money back as well. Double bubble. And then there's things like, oh, I bought ASOS. I bought a Christmas present. Pandora jewellery. These are 1%. There is a one-off, where is it? Here we go. Hearts of Stir. It's a one-off home family department store in Sturminster Newton. 1%. Do you know what? It doesn't matter where you spend money. You're going to get money back. So there you are. All those little bits, they add up, and now they make the difference. So what else? You're in safe hands. And don't just take a word for it. In 25 years, we've helped nearly 1 million customers save time and money. Highly recommended with over 80 awards won. By the way, they're with the Independent Consumer Organisation, which, a bit like the British Consumer Bible. Stunning. Award-winning UK-based customer service. That's wonderful. They're on the Edgware Road in London. Do you know what? There are so many companies. Nah, not there. They're out in other parts of the world. And then more than 170,000 trees planted in Wales. One for every customer who bundles 3 or more services with us. Look, there's more stuff here. There's a lot of ageist font. If you could just about read it, and I'm getting close. Home insurance, 2017 to 23. Wow, 5 stars. Trustpilot. Wow, Trustpilot. Look at this. This is the beauty of Zoom. Look, guys. Look at that. 43,630 independent reviews about our internet, and 68% have given it 5 stars. Look at this in contrast. The most expensive provider doesn't mean it's good. Virgin Media. Oh, look at that. 92% give it 1 star. You can have a look at this stuff yourself. You can say that to them. Look at this. This is not good reading. This, look at that, false speed. I was promised 136 megabytes. Now I'm getting 35 megabytes a month later. This is real, guys. I tell you what, because the one thing I'll say to you is they want to know about their internet. They offer peace of mind, simple to switch, will help you manage everything with your existing suppliers. How cool is that? You don't get that with other companies. And then we'll put up to £400 towards any early termination fees. Guys, this is an enabler. If you want to leave poor service or higher prices sooner, this enables you to do it. How good is that? And then they go beyond a 14-day guarantee. Try us for 30 days when you bundle 2 or more services. So there we go. Now, how you can earn more than an income. And you're probably thinking, I wasn't asking to learn about earning money. And I'll say, no, maybe you're not, but you might know somebody that is. Perhaps you've got grandchildren that have just left university and they could be looking for something. You've now given them reasons to play. So we play that. Saving is easy. Earning can be too. So I'm now going to ask, Liz, you've got your mic on. Liz, I'm going to ask you, what's most important to you? Is it extra earnings? Is it choose your hours? Or a second income stream that works around you?
Personally, for me, it's a second income stream that can work around me.
Do you mind me asking why?
Because I'm retired from my full-time job, or my career, and I'm solvent for myself. So this helped me work around things that I do.
Lovely, lovely. Well, look, another ageist font here, Liz. It says there are 20 million multi-income individuals. That's people that basically, like yourself, are saying, do you know what? I want a second income. That's 1 in 3 people, and it's growing. Isn't that absolutely astonishing? Do you know what it is? There's so many people I find say to me, there's too much month left at the end of the money. Yeah.
Okay, you hear that a lot.
You do. So look, how much extra would you like a month? Now, there are many people that love to refer a friend. They get a £50 credit on their bill for every homeowner referral that takes 2 or more services. How nice is that? Yeah. And in fact, the lady that's just joined the department, it was her daughter that did that. But you can get up to £250 for each customer you introduce with no limit to the amount you can earn. Now, there's a little picture there of 4 houses. So basically, if you reduced the bills of a household once a week, takes about an hour and a half, you can have another £1,000 a month coming in. Wow. Maximum 6 to 8 hours a month, another 1,000. That is astonishing. Yeah. And then you can take it further. Earn a reoccurring income for the customers you and your team introduce to UW. Introduce more people to unlock family holidays, meals out, exclusive events. So let's take you back to my bill. Let's put some meat on the bones here. Shall I tell you what's really good about reoccurring income? It's a passive royalty income, a bit like pop stars. So 21 years ago, I became a customer and a partner. Did the work once, every month for 12 months for 21 years. I've earned a royalty, a percentage of my bill, about 5%. You can do the maths. The good news is, guys, it's not on this amount because the retailers give this money back. It's on the pre-discounted. You can work it out. It's about £8.50. How cool is that? £8.50. Wow. Now, every single month. So Liz, you know what you used to do in life for your work? Imagine doing an hour's work of that once, but every single month, getting a little percentage of what you did once. That's the same as this. It's really clever. But I want to share an important fact that people can miss. 3 little words: and your team. We earn a second royalty, much smaller. They couldn't pay us 5% because the company would go bankrupt. It's about 30 to 50p per customer, group customer in your team. Now, this is getting paid for work you haven't done. This is absolutely astonishing. Imagine, Liz, you get some people come in and join you. And over a period of time, there's 1,000 customers between you all. That's about £300 to £500 every month dropping in your bank. Imagine when that gets to 10,000 group customers. Now that's £3,000 to £5,000 a month dropping in your bank. It's up to you. It does unlock more things as well. So look, guys, that's the presentation. So, Liz, I suppose the thing I'm going to ask you is, what's best for you? Could it be save as a customer, perhaps earn as a partner, or both?
Oh, both.
Yeah, that's what I find most people say. Right, I'm going to stop the share. I'm going to stop the share and say to you, how many times was there a close? There was quite a lot of closing. And I think the thing is, you heard me say, perhaps you may like to earn, save as a customer, or perhaps earn as a partner, or both. Because what you're doing is you're never assuming, but what you find is what happens is people are almost telling you stuff as you go along. Now, I don't know whether that's what you're doing, but everybody gets to see what I do, everything. Okay. Now, very quickly, because we've gone over, I want to just share something on my screen. If I can do this. Tell me, guys, are you seeing the dashboard of my partner portal?
Yes.
Yes.
Yep.
Make a note of this. Let me just go a bit smaller because otherwise you're not going to see. There we are. Okay. Go to your learning portal. Go to the A to Z. Go to R. And then at the bottom is remote signups. Now, there is an 11-minute sort of training thing between Daniel Bennett and Pauline Luxemore-Ball. By the way, Daniel's now an SGL. Pauline is now, Pauline's a GL, Daniel's an SGL. All right. So really, really good to have a look at that. But what is good are these two very short couple of minutes explaining about supporting a remote appointment, split remote, and then a fully remote. Now, you can look at that yourselves, but I'm going to tell you this so simply. If your new partner that you're supporting is face-to-face with their prospect, then all they do is they go on to uw.co.uk/join. And then they say they are face-to-face. And it also asks them, are they being supported? And they say yes. You go to the same uw.co.uk/join. And what comes up is you say you're supporting. And you all join. And there are 3 little icons. Now, you will be me. There will be a C for the customer, and then there'll be an initials, the person that you're supporting. On the little icons, the remote icons, whatever one is highlighted is the one that's doing and has the control. And in fact, the screen matches the color. Easy. Really, really easy. Okay. So there's a little circle. It's black with white line with a white arrow. I get the control when I'm first teaching a brand new person until it's handed back to them. It's really, really simple. Now, what about if everybody was remote? All right, so imagine your new partner that you're supporting is remote and the customer is remote. It's not much different. You and the new partner, you both still go uw.co.uk/join. This time, the new partner says they're remote. And it still asks them, are they being supported? And they say yes. You still put that you are supporting. Yeah. But the prospect, what you do is you say to everyone, minimize Zoom, and they can. On your controls, guys, if you're on a PC or a laptop, it's so simple. On the left, it says Zoom meeting, and on the right, there is a single line, There's two boxes and there's a cross. Don't ever get them to press the cross. The two boxes are restore down and the little line is minimize. So what you do is you just say to your prospect and to your new partner, minimize Zoom, and then say, bring up a new tab on Chrome. And in the URL address bar, you tell them new partner does uw.co.uk/join, and the prospect, the customer, does uw.co.uk/share. And I promise you, it is so easy that way. But do have a look on the partner portal. We've gone a bit over because there was a lot to do, because I really wanted to talk about the psychology of beginning the appointment. What I'm going to do next week, I'm going to go through the whole sign up bit, okay? The actual signing up a customer. So I am going to ask someone to be a guinea pig. All right, I shall privately ask someone to be a human guinea pig, all right, and be that prospect. Guys, I hope that was helpful. Was there, what did you learn something there?
Very
Anyone?
much so. Thank you. Yes.
Yeah.
Very good.
I tell you
couldn't
what.
work out.
Yeah,
Sorry.
go on. Go on.
I couldn't
Roz.
work out how you shared the screen and still did the presentation, you know, and got on the sign up bit. You can do it with your
Yes.
shared screen.
I tell you what, Roz, you and I could have a go together. All right.
Okay.
All right. But I promise you, it is, once you've got this, it's so much easier. And there's a lady who in the group you've seen was being told to go over the phone and just get people to go on the remote thing. There's no chance to build rapport. You can't see the person. You can't gesticulate and they can't hear you. You know, it's just not the same. You want to be with someone, don't you? That's why I advocate Zoom. And I think Zoom is really simple. Once you, I can teach you about how to share the screen and all of that. Listen, this was a woman on her first one. I had to have a novice, one of my team, come flying around to my property to take over the controls because I didn't know what I was doing. All right, that's absolutely true. But I promise you, it is easy to learn. Okay.
Can we have a session on that then, Lisa?
Yeah, we
Please?
could. Would you like a session on that next week? And
Yeah,
then we can.
please.
Yeah.
Would you
Yeah.
like that? Right, there you are. You've asked for it. You can have it. Guys, we better call this a day, as we'll get told off. Take care. See you all
Thanks.
next